Greetings, I'm Mark with Unlimited Story, unlimited-story.com, a channel dedicated to writing, world building, marketing, and most importantly, getting things done. If you want to support this channel and the things that I do, just check out Unlimited Story on Kindle or Kindle Vella. As always, information is in the links in the description below. In this video, I'm not doing a review. Yes, well, technically it is because it's actually a story that's coming out, so it's a preview of a review. It's a preview of a story coming to Kindle Vella. And that story is Love Letters to Tennessee, Season 1, Come Find Me by Jessica Erin. All right, so what is the description about this? After being away from Tennessee for 8 years in New York, Hailey reluctantly returns home after a failed engagement. Not only does her hometown await her, but so does her friends, family, and her first love, Mason Hill. When they meet again and sparks fly, will they be able to move forward together? Or will the past, along with secrets and fears, continue to stand in their way? This story is told in a dual timeline and dual point of view. And what's our little graphic here? I see a bunch of blondes. Hailey, Claire, Darcy, and Allie. I don't know what to get from this. I hope they're all friends because they probably share all the same hair products. That's my guess. All right, so here we go. I have just finished reading the first 3 of Letters to Tennessee, and here's kind of what you can expect. Exactly what happened in the description. That is it to a T. So episode number 1, you meet Tom and Hailey. They're having an argument. So I'm like, oh, okay, here comes the failed engagement. And I was not wrong. Unfortunately, I feel like Tom is that Tom from MySpace, and he seems like a really nice guy because I've had a really great experience with MySpace before it shut down and everyone was sad and it was replaced by Facebook. Getting off subject already. So anyway, Tom, he seems all right. He's a little bit controlling, and that becomes an issue because they bring up Mason Hill. And of course, Mason Hill is, you know, the ex-boyfriend who apparently Hailey still has some feelings for because apparently it's a big deal. Like, she even talked about her ex-boyfriend in such depth with her fiance that he clearly knows him by name. So obviously there's some issues there. So they're out in New York. They have an apartment together. It's his apartment, I guess, but she decorated it. It's kind of a big deal, I guess, but clearly not enough because she's like, peace out. I'm not happy here, and so on. Super long story short, at the end of episode number 1, she gone. She's just, I'm done with Tom from MySpace, and she pieces out. So, already episode number 2, we move into this dual timeline, which I wasn't certain how this is going to work, but I'm already starting to see how it works because it is a flashback. So Hailey is, I'm guessing is like 8 years back now or so. She time travels. Well, it's not really time travel, so it's a flashback. Sorry. She's a cheerleader, and you know, Tom is a football player. In my mind, he's the star quarterback. I don't know if it's mentioned that he's the star quarterback, but in my mind, he's the star quarterback because that's just how these romances work. So they finish up, and one thing I really want to bring up. So this is more from Mason's perspective. He is like over the moon for this girl. Okay, like it is classic. First romance, love, high school-esque, like everything's perfect, rainbows and unicorns level stuff. He's like, this is my girl, she's perfect in every way, I got the best girl, and I'm gonna marry her, we're gonna make so many babies in Tennessee that, you know, whatever. So, anywho, they get into his pickup truck, naturally it's a pickup truck, and they go drive off to this place, and they hook up. And it's, you know, they lose their virginity and so on. I guess it is. I mean, supposedly she does. I didn't really, like, read that too in depth. I was like, oh, okay, they hook up. Life's great. I shouldn't even say hook up because it's not really hook up. They're dating. They're an item. But whatever. They're together and they do some stuff. Okay? Next day, they're super happy. Everything's awesome. I pretend it's like The Sims, you know? Like a woohoo. Is The Sims still relevant these days? That's what I imagine it's like. So they hook up. Life's great. They move on. And we're back in the present. So episode number 3, we are with Kristen. I'm sure that's what it was. Kristen. There's also an Hailey, I think, but whatever. So this is like her BFF in New York, and they're chatting it up. They're having some coffees or something. And ultra long story short, Kristen's being a BFF and is like, yo, I'm going to move the plot forward by buying you a ticket, and you can go back to Tennessee and refigure out your life. That is pretty much what it boils down to. It kind of felt like a Gilmore Girls thing. Not that I've watched Gilmore's in full extent, but I know the plot well enough to just be aware that, go back to hometown life, find old loves, and so on and so forth. So, yeah, that's pretty much a wrap for me. My one sentence summary of this is basically the description, which is Hailey leaves New York to go back to her life in Tennessee, probably to make babies with Mason Hill, because that's what I assume is going to happen. And that's a wrap. So if you like this kind of stuff, please consider subscribing, or at least watch another one of my videos that YouTube recommends. If you would like to have your stories reviewed, previewed, I don't even know what I do on this channel some days. Just hit me up on ye olde Discord. Unlimited-story.com is the website. A way to get on there is on the page. Hit me up, request a read. Peace.